Hallo und herzlich willkommen am Telestammtisch.
Hello there, and thank you very much for this opportunity. I would love to say that this is the first time talking with Oscar winners, but I had an interview with your producers a few minutes ago, so it's now the second time. But it's still a great opportunity. Thanks for having me. I watched the movie, and it was a great movie. It was a great experience. I'm really into the Latin culture. I was in South America once in my lifetime. I'm really into dancing salsa, bachata, merengue, kizomba. I'm sure you all heard that when you were in Colombia. And so this movie is perfect for me. I mean, I was watching so many Disney movies, and then this one came, and this is clearly made for me. You can say whatever you want. And thanks for that. My name is Kenny Patic, by the way. I'm from Germany. I do this interview for the podcast that I'm doing. It's called Telestammtisch. And I want to talk about about the gifts and the powers of the Madrigal family. I mean, we saw many different gifts and powers that they have, and it's fun to explore them. But had you other ideas of potential gifts or powers that were maybe on the table where you said, no, this one not? Or is there maybe a possibility that there is a sequel or a prequel where we can see other gifts and powers?
What do you guys want to do?
Yes. I'd say along the way, we entertained a lot of different gifts. You know, I think we have, like you said, we have 12 main characters. It's a lot. It's more than we've ever tried to attempt in a Disney movie. Usually it's 2. And they go on a journey, and this is 12, and we're with them the whole time. One of the things that I think we talked about early on was thinking about relating these, family archetypes: the golden child, flowers bloom in her footsteps, or the mother who nurtures, and so her food can heal. But along the way, we had some things like the party guy, and balloons would appear behind them.
Okay.
I'm remembering now. There was one other one. There was the aunt used to be indestructible. And we killed her several times throughout the course of the movie, and she kept on coming back to life. And then there's a really weird one, which is a kid who was magnetic and things would stick to him. And we thought he was maybe like a kleptomaniac. But we couldn't find parallels within families to make those work. But we have some really great art of all those crazy gifts.
That sounds great. Okay, the next question that I have is from a good friend of mine. She is the biggest Disney fan that I know. And her favorite Disney movie is Elliot the Dragon. So now, a complicated question for you. I mean, you have to listen to many, many questions for those interviews, I'm sure. And I want to ask you questions that you maybe didn't have before. So what would happen if Elliot the Dragon would fly around the town and land in front of La Casita, and he is hungry, his stomach is very loud, he wants to get some food, and Giulietta Madrigal has the chance to give him food? What would Giulietta cook to feed a dragon?
Byron, why don't you take that? By the way, we've gotten this question so many times, but go ahead, Byron.
People ask this all the time. Does the dragon have a heartburn? Because I guess you could heal heartburn with the proper food, maybe. Dragon thinking, I think that could be a possibility. But I would watch that movie. I think that's a good pitch, Kenny. I think we should think about that story. That's a very unique problem to solve.
Okay. Can you tell me, Charisse, you were all in Colombia, right? To create this movie, to meet people and write the script for this movie, right? Can you tell the audience a cool story that you experienced in Colombia?
Well, I wish I could, so Jared and Byron and Lin-Manuel went to Colombia. I think it was in 2018. I joined the team a little bit later that year, and I was scheduled to go to Colombia with our producers and some of the other heads of our creative teams in March of 2020. And so we all know what happened then, so that trip was canceled. But I did have the opportunity to engage with our amazing Colombian Cultural Trust, do tons and tons of research all the time as we were working on this film. They were so indispensable in helping us get this place right, this culture, the dance, the architecture, the textiles. They helped us every step of the way as we were going along.
Okay, thank you very much. Jared, one question for you. I saw in the background there's a painting of, is it Felix Madrigal?
Sorry to hear it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
That's him.
He is one of my favorite characters, and I love the song that he's making with his wife. Because it's a salsa, and I always love his movements. I mean, he's a big guy, you know. I'm a little big guy too. I'm fluffy.
I'm familiar.
And when I see him, how happy he is, and when he's dancing, that's the same thing that I feel when I go to salsa parties and then I'm there and I'm dancing. People come to me, man, you look so natural, like you are happy to dance, and I can get this when he is dancing. I absolutely feel, I can see that this is not like a computer animated thing. It's a human. It's a great work that you did there. Thank you very much for this movie. Also, the music is great. There's a lot of fun and emotions in there. Especially there's this one scene where Mirabel is putting up some sand in Bruno's area, and the animation of this sand looks so amazing. It is great. Okay, maybe do you want to tell me another cool story about the production? What is the hardest work, or what takes the longest work and the hardest work and the most time spending work creating such an animation movie?
Oh my gosh, there's so much.
Yeah, go ahead, Byron, jump in.
We should both jump in. I mean, you were talking about the We Don't Talk About Bruno song. That song was a collaboration between Jared and Charisse and Lynn in creating sort of the story around that, and then Lynn taking that song, doing this amazing demo where Lynn is singing every part of those family members that are in there, and then that goes to our choreographer Jamal Sims, who creates this amazing choreography, like you were saying, with the salsa and just the dancing with the family members. He did the reference all in one shot, which is crazy, insane. And then Kai Martinez, our Colombian dance consultant, then worked for almost a year with our animators to get the moves exactly right, and our camera people worked with the choreography of the camera, and then it all comes together in the final film. And when you see it, that is just hundreds of people diving in on with one goal. So I think that song is a great indication of like how amazing our team is and how everyone builds on what comes before. I think they're just so inspired, and like you were saying, Kenny, like it's so fun and so engaging that everyone wanted to do their absolute best.
Yeah, and you did the absolute best. It was a great experience. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, like I said, I'm from Germany, and I'm very excited to see this movie again in the German dubbed version, because I saw it in the original English version, and maybe again in the Espanol, because yo hablo Espanol, not very good, only again a few words.
Very good.
So it's very cool for me to see this movie again, maybe in different languages. So is there some work for you when it's about deciding how the movies get dubbed in other foreign languages?
There is actually, I think for this movie very specifically, the Spanish language version of this, we very intentionally made sure that all of the actors were Colombian, and so that you would get a sense of that accent and that regionality within the movie. And actually half of our original English-speaking cast is also in the Spanish version of the movie because they are Colombian. So that's definitely something we think about. We have amazing teams around the world that do such a great job of finding the right personalities to mix with those characters. I think one of the joys of this movie is it is about this crazy extended family, and everyone, no matter where you are in the world, has that. Everyone has a crazy family. And so I think finding these very unique characters, regardless of what language this movie happens to be in, I think people will find that they really relate to it and relate to the actors brought in for those roles.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. I really recommend this movie, and stay healthy. That's the most important thing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Kenny.
Great to talk to you, Kenny.
Okay, bye.
I want to see. I want to see your dance videos. By the way, you got to send some of your.
Okay, all right. I will give it to you.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Bye.